Without that, can you lose weight by not being on an active program or exercising? Yeah, it's a possibility. Is it the best way? No. Can you stop drinking and not go to AA? Absolutely. But there's a structure and a process in those 12 steps that can become beneficial if you're using them properly. You see what I'm saying? They all have this purpose to structure, and you like structuring every other part of your life. You know, you want the food that you order to come out on time. You want the bank to take out the right amount of money for the check that you wrote. You want structure in everything except your spiritual life. And I think it's legitimate to ask yourself why. You are listening to the Jesus Question. To ask your question, dial 800-520-1534.
The holiday shopping season is almost here, and small business owners need a plan to get those crucial holiday shoppers through their doors. Be sure your plan includes radio ads from iHeartAdBuilder.com. Radio lets you reach customers wherever they go, at home or in their cars. And at iHeart Ad Builder, you can create an affordable custom radio ad right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on air. Get ready for the holidays today with a customized ad from iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Living with someone who tested positive for COVID-19 in the past 5 days? Those 18 and over who are not vaccinated may be able to take part in a clinical trial for possible medications to prevent COVID-19. This trial is not for a vaccine, and participation is voluntary. Participants will receive study-related care at no cost and may receive reimbursement for study-related time and travel. To learn more, visit covidmoveahead.com. That's covidmoveahead.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Okay, my 2021 resolution was to lose 20 pounds. Well, only 30 to go. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
The playoffs are upon us. With a literal wall of big screens and sidelines, to college or pro, the only place to go is Morongo.
Number 4.
David Spade, live January 14th. Get your tickets now.
3.
Find your new favorite game in the new year. We've got over 4,000 slot machines and dozens of fun table games.
And the number 2.
Pay with points. You play to get them, so you decide how to spend them. Get gas, food, and gifts with your rewards points.
And the number 1 reason.
We don't mess with the recipes at Wahlburgers. Mark, Danny, and Chef Paul won't stand for it. It's a family business.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo. Good times! A lower mortgage rate can make a noticeable difference on your budget. It's true. You could be saving hundreds of dollars a month simply by refinancing to one of these incredibly low rates. Think of how much that can help. Then pick up the phone and call American Financing. And do it now before rates get any higher. I mean it. Rates are expected to rise later this year. You really should not miss out on what's available now. After all, it only takes a 10-minute call to get started. You'll get a free, no-obligation mortgage review, which will tell you if you can save up to $1,000 a month without resetting your term. You can choose any term 10 years and over, so don't put this off any longer. Call American Financing right now at 800-777-8109. That's 800-777-8109. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net. American Financing, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. After 9/11, Saul Martinez couldn't wait to enlist as an Army infantryman. But in Iraq, Saul's vehicle was hit by a projectile improvised explosive device. Saul survived, but he lost both legs, suffered a traumatic brain injury, and lost 2 close friends. Thanks to the kindness of friends like you, Saul now lives in a smart home from the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Because you cared, he has a place where he can live independently, even with the severe physical challenges that are part of his life. That's the gift you give to heroes like Saul through Tunnel to Towers. Your generosity empowers heroes to focus on their new mission. For Saul, that purpose is inspiring fellow veterans. My kids and anyone around me will in fact see me struggle from time to time, but I strive every day that no one will ever see me quit, he said. Help heroes like Saul. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, P.org.
Checking KFI traffic, we do have a crash in the Pyramid Lake area, 5 southbound of Vista Del Lago. That's a big rig crash. Right now they have all lanes still blocked. To the Cajon Pass on the 50 northbound to 138, a crash there along the right shoulder. And look out in Sun Valley, 5 northbound Sunland Boulevard, a wreck there blocking carpool lane. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jonathan Weiss.
It is the Jesus Christ Show. I am your host. Happy to be with you this Sunday, as I'm with you every single Sunday right here, answering your questions and talking about things that truly matter in life and, of course, the afterlife. Go to your phone with your theology question or life situation question anywhere in the U.S. Dial 800-520-1534. That's 800-520-1534. Bill, welcome to the Jesus Christ Show. Hi, Bill.
Let you know how much I truly appreciate your show and the work that you do.
Thank you.
Jesus, I overcame, when I accepted you into my heart, I overcame an addiction that was terrifying to me in the twinkling of an eye, and I'm so grateful for that. It's been 3.5 months now, and I don't even think about it anymore. But now it's the new year, and I'd like to overcome another addiction, and that's cigarette smoking. And I am more afraid of it, overcoming this one, than I was overcoming the other addiction. I was wondering if you had any advice for me.
Well, the addictions are going to be similar as far as the emotional aspects. The physical aspects can be different depending on how they interact with your body. So the needs may be very different. The fact that you're just getting over one addiction in 3 months, I'm all for you clipping these things out of your life as they are anchors or weights, keeping you from doing things that you want to do. But that seems like a very quick transition to go from one and then jump into another. So I'm hopeful that you've kind of weighted everything and said, okay, this is the time, so that it doesn't become so burdensome that you throw up your hands and go, okay, see, I couldn't do it, now they're both back.
But I've seen so much evidence in my life over the last 6 months, and particularly the last 3.5 months, that just, by a concerted effort on my part, I can handle it. But but cigarette smoking bothers me because, it seems like such a temptation to pick it up again, and I have already lost so far.
Well, and I'm not saying that you can't do it. I believe you can. What I don't want you to get to is a place of discouragement, because it's there's so many outside elements as it is, and the enemy loves to sit there and tell you how much you can't do. And so moving forward and going into it, I want you to look at it realistically and say, okay, well, this is what I want to do. I want to, if you want to cut it off completely, that's a pretty difficult thing to do. And sometimes to slowly weed it out of your life, because you've got a lot going on with that type of addiction. When you're talking about smoking, you have a physical addiction and a chemical addiction that's attached to the physical habitual addiction. So you sit there, and this is not a show about medical procedures or medicine in any way, shape, or form, but even spiritually in your life, you'll see how if you make something a habit, that habit becomes difficult to break. Creating a new habit now is just going to be level consistent. It's a matter of, one, breaking that physical desire, and that's something that you may want to talk to your physician about. And then the habit, the actual physical habit of picking something up and putting it in your mouth, or taking the time out of the workday or whatever you might be doing to go outside to smoke, becomes part of your habit. So depending on how you used it, and how many cigarettes would you say you smoked a day?
About a pack and a half a day.
Okay, that's quite a bit of cigarettes.
Yeah, it is.
So that's a lot of your day that is separated by those little cigarettes. Like they come, they're a visitor of sorts that you're used to, and that absence. A lot of people, this sounds strange, but will feel a loneliness when they're not smoking because it's almost like they have a visitor that comes every so often, once an hour, once every couple hours, whatever it might be. So really, you're tackling it in parts, and you're going to have to find something to accommodate that physical need to hold something, or and a lot of people, that's why a lot of people get heavy when they're not smoking, because they start eating, and that kind of fills that first part. But it's a matter of doing the exact same thing you did with the other addiction, and that is applying it to your life, just doing it.
Yeah. With the other one, Jesus, with the other addiction, I literally just put it down, and I've never picked it up again, and it's just gone from my heart now.
I hear stories like that every day, and a lot of people say it's not possible. But it can be done. And as we talked about earlier, being with you always, and if you put me first and seek the things of God, I'm going to be with you throughout the entirety. It's not just on you. But
then I'll lean on you when I need a cigarette. How about that?
That's always a good thing to do. It's just a matter of understanding the process and knowing that every moment you stop or every moment you're not doing it is a moment closer to your body accepting that new habit. You created this habit. It's not like you went to a pack and a half a day immediately. You would have coughed and hacked and vomited. It was a process that you taught your body to accept and to consume and to enjoy. And now you're going to have to rethink this. And this goes for all kinds of things. And people get caught up in addiction saying, oh, well, how can I do this? But you trained your body into accepting these things that are foreign. How much more difficult do you think that is? Have you ever tried to feed a child something that they don't want to eat? You're training your body to accept something that repulses it. You can train it to give those things up. And know your limitations. There is nothing wrong with saying, hey, I need help. I'm with you through the totality. And if you are one of those people that are designed in such a way that you can put something down and say, I'm done with it, then amen. Do it, and pass that glory along to God, and make sure that people know. Yeah? Now humble. But I know you can do it, though, and you've already proved to yourself that you can.
You are listening to the Jesus Christ Show. To ask your question, dial 800-530-1534. If it doesn't affect you, we're not interested.
KFI.
KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Hospital Hoax. I'm Layla Mohammed, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. For the second time in a week, someone has called a bomb threat into a hospital in Orange County. Last night, someone called Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center in Laguna Hills, saying there was a bomb on site. The Orange County Sheriff's Department closed down the hospital and searched for anything suspicious. The hospital was back in normal operations within 2 hours. The same thing happened the day after Christmas. The president of Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana is leaving. Father Walter Jenkins will not return to the co-ed Catholic campus when classes resume after the winter break. Jenkins has only had the job for 6 months. His resignation comes just as an investigation begins into alleged hazing by players on the school's football team. But officials say Jenkins' decision was not connected to the investigation. Diocese of Orange Superintendent of Schools Aaron Barisano says Jenkins is returning to the Holy Cross Order in South Bend, Indiana, where he will take on a new assignment. Investigators looking into the cause of a massive wildfire in a suburban area near Denver have executed a search warrant. The fire broke out Thursday and has burned neighborhoods to the ground and destroyed nearly 1,000 homes and businesses. 3 people are missing. Boulder County Sheriff Joe Pelly did not give details on that search warrant, but did say authorities are pursuing a number of tips. At least 11 states are asking the National Guard for help because of an increase in COVID-19 cases at hospitals. Dr. Laura McPhee says her COVID patients are younger and sicker, and many don't have pre-existing conditions.
We have so many patients in the ICU right now that we are all pulling extra shifts and coming in extra days to work.
She says it's important that everyone get the vaccine. Israel has reported the first case of florona disease, that's a double infection of COVID-19 and influenza. A pregnant woman who was admitted to the hospital is the first known case of florona. The disease is not a new variant, but a severe lapse in the immunity system. Firefighters in South Africa are trying to get a fire out at the National Parliament complex in Cape Town. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa says the fire started in a building that houses offices and has spread to the National Assembly building.
It does show that there are certain things that do work, even as you may think that the wheels are coming off and everything.
One person has been arrested for possibly starting the fire. More ammunition for people who don't like cats.
More than 100 house fires in South Korea have been blamed on cats. Fire officials in Seoul say cats started 107 fires between January 2019 and November of 2021. Authorities say the fires apparently started when cats turned on electric stoves. Just over half began when pet owners went home. Only 4 people were injured in the fire. Amy King, KFI News.
Let's check out this crash on the 5 in Pyramid Lake.
Shooting out of the 5 south out of Vista del Lago. It's a big rig crash. Still has all lanes blocked. Trying to get that vehicle over to the right shoulder area. In the Sun Valley area, 5 northbound at Sunland Boulevard, a crash blocking the car-through lane. As we would call pass, look out on the 15 northbound to 138, a crash there along the right shoulder. KFI in the sky, help get you there faster. I'm John Love.
Why won't a plumber just tell me what it costs to unclog my drain over the phone? Is it that complicated?
No, it's not. It makes no sense at all. They obviously have a price.
Whoa, you've got a nice aroma. Who are you?
Mike Diamond, the Smell Good plumber.
Will you tell me how much to unclog my drain?
$99.
But you haven't seen it.
Don't need to. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink or a mainline sewer stoppage. The Smell Good plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog almost any drain for $99.
Almost?
Yeah, there are a few exceptions, but you can read all about them on our website before you call. Just go to thesmellgoodplumber.com.
Wow, you're like upfront and everything. I just had a guy named Bubba who wouldn't tell me anything.
No Bubba's here, ma'am. Just professional plumbers who show up on time, smell good, and unclog drains for $99. Call us. 1-800-446-MIKE. Contractor license number 399170.
In 1982, Melissa Tate identifies Rodney Lincoln as her mother's killer. Then in 2015, Melissa says Rodney didn't do it. On the Real Killer podcast, Leah Rothman reveals what may be a miscarriage of justice.
It was one of the most brutal crimes in St. Louis history. A single mother murdered. Her 2 young daughters barely survived the attack. I'm on a mission to find the real killer.
Listen to The Real Killer on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Accident, golden jubilee, call Jacob and Ronnie, call Jacob.
There are many reasons why you should call Jacob if you've been injured in an accident. 25 years of experience, free consultation, amazing results, excellent customer service 24/7. And you don't pay Jacob a penny unless he ends your case. Jacob's a real person, real attorney, my attorney, and he should be your attorney. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com today.
Call Jacob.
Hey parents, have you ever wondered how to talk to your kids about the crazy things happening in the world? As great as schools can be, they often don't teach important things like hard work, how to start a business, the golden rule, or how the economy works. But kids need to learn about big ideas like these, which means it's up to you. So, how do you go about it? By telling your kids stories. And that's the power behind the beautifully illustrated Tuttle Twins book. The Tuttle Twins is a series of children's books that have sold over 2 million copies already. These books teach important ideas that teachers and textbooks don't really discuss. And they make it super easy for you to help your kids learn the values that our country was founded upon. If you want to help your kids understand how the world works, so this can be a positive part of it, go to TuttleTwinsRadio.com to get your set of books. You'll get a 35% off discount and free activity workbooks too. That's TuttleTwinsRadio.com.
stock warm weather from KFI. Sunny skies for your Sunday. Highs near 60 along the coast for the LA Basin, Inland OC, and the IE. Low 60s for the valley. 50s in the high desert, upper 30s in the mountains. Tomorrow we're going to be in the upper 50s to low 60s inland and along the coast. Right now it's 48 degrees in Brea, 43 in Tustin, 40 in Cerritos, 46 in Redondo Beach. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Layla Muhammad.
Over 2,000 years ago, I walked this earth, teaching, healing, inspiring, and preparing to make the ultimate sacrifice. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. What if today you and I could talk, voice to voice, and you could ask me anything? You are listening to The Jesus Christ Show. It is the Jesus Christ Show. Yep. Your holy host. Happy to be with you this Sunday as I'm with you every single Sunday right here, answering your questions and talking about things that truly matter in life and, of course, the afterlife. I encourage you to be bold and brave and go to the phone with your theology question or life situation question anywhere in the U.S. of A. Dial 800-5201-534. That's 800-5201-534. Dan, welcome to the Jesus Christ Show.
Good morning, Jesus.
Hi, Dan.
You know, recently, over the past years, I've been reading a lot of physics books, and it's to the contrary, I'm getting closer to the Lord.
Oh, good.
Understanding science.
Sure.
My question is, somewhere in the Bible, I think it's the Old Testament, it says you can search one end of the heavens to the other, and you will not find anything like mankind. So I kind of assume that this is it. The people here on Earth is all there is into the universe. And the entire universe is for His glory. I've read that before, too. Creation is for His glory. So my question is, if there were to be life on other planets, would you be out there dying on the cross and resurrecting across the universe for other people and other
You'd have to assume that. And you brought up a lot of good points. First of all, you're right out of the gate. You're right.